This is Fritz Frivolous with continuous live coverage of the corner of Curious Lane and Just Because Boulevard, the epicenter of the alien invasion. And this just in, King Kong is fighting the Mobile Suit Gundam. And of course, all of this is happening amidst World War IV, making it pure pandemonium. If only Captain Planet were still alive to save us all. Dude, could you imagine? It's your day off. You decide to go grocery shopping. Your local supermarket happens to be busy and the parking lot is full. You decide to park near the back, where the loading docks are located, near the dumpster. When you exit your car, something catches your eye. A metal briefcase. The contents? A large sum of money along with some other high-risk items. How did it get there? Who does it belong to? Or who did it belong to and what happened to them? What would you do? Tonight, two highly decorated detectives, Will and Tom, will search for answers as they investigate this dilemma. Hello everyone, I'm Tom Case.
And I'm Will Stark.
Will, I have a different question for you this time. This one is not going to be like the normal ones we've been doing.
Okay.
This one's more of like a scenario.
Oh, okay.
So, what if you found a briefcase with a large sum of money, 2 vials that contained colored liquids inside?
Now we're getting specific. Okay.
And 2 syringes.
Okay, 2 syringes, 2 vials. What color are they?
They're colored liquids. Let's say one's blue and one's yellow.
And you said money?
And a large sum. You know what? Okay, let's get specific. $25,000.
Oh, that's not as large as I thought.
Okay, $250,000.
Okay, now we're talking. That's large.
Yeah.
Where do I find this case?
Let's say you find this, let's make it in a nonchalant, like you were going to the grocery store and you couldn't find parking. So you parked around the back where normally the, unloading and loading happens with the trucks, and there's those far off parking spaces, right? It's a very busy grocery store. Let's say it's very busy, right? And you parked next to the dumpster. And you get out of your car and you notice that there was a
nice briefcase,
nice like metal titanium style.
I'm thinking like, oh, I'm going on vacation soon. Like,
yeah,
I'll take that.
Like, yeah, that looks. Yeah, why would someone throw that away? It would definitely look like something someone would not throw away.
Right, but it's in the dumpster area.
It's in the dumpster area, not in the dumpster. It's like, let's say it's by the back wheel, a little bit wedged in there, underneath, but it's poking out, and the sun hits it, and the glint hits your eye, and you're like, what is that?
Sure, and I go to grab it for some reason. Is it locked?
You know what? Let's say it was locked, but the locks were broken. And that's how you knew what was inside.
Okay.
It was locked, but you can see the lock is clearly broken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of lock? Is it like padlock that's not attached, or is this an inbuilt lock?
Inbuilt lock.
And that's been
like
broken.
This case was built specifically to be very secure, but
I don't think you're going to like my answer. Okay. I pull this suitcase out, I open it up, I see this exorbitant amount of money and the syringes, and I'm going to call the police immediately.
Oh,
In this case, I'm definitely calling the police because there's no way I get away with this money. Like, this thing was definitely left here on purpose for whatever crazy, nefarious purposes. Like, people are going to come after me. No, there's no claiming this. There's no scenario where this plays out well for me, besides calling the police.
So, maybe. Yeah.
Now, if it was locked, but I still felt like, oh, this is obviously trash, though.
Okay.
I'll take it home.
Oh, okay.
Right, and then I take it home and I pick the lock, and then I open it up.
Does that change your answer?
I shit myself. That's the first thing I do, is I'm fucking scared, because now I've taken this thing home. Like, there are chances that whoever these people are, they know where I live. And
maybe, and I
think I still call the police.
You just ruined your pants and whatever you were sitting on.
Police still called.
Okay, so that doesn't change your answer?
I don't think so, because, like, at that point I'm panicking, and I'm like, I need protection, let me call the police. Because I didn't know. And, like, what kind of idiot would, like, steal that and then call the police if they really didn't know? I feel like just the ridiculousness of me calling like immediately takes me off the suspect list of, me being part of whatever crazy human trafficking bullshit's going on.
I think the scenario of you finding it right then and there and opening it versus you not being able to open it first, so you just took the whole case home thinking nothing maybe that valuable would be inside. Yeah. I think that's the only thing that would really change, at least for you. Yeah. For me, I'll be honest with you, if I took that home and then opened it up, man, I probably would have a field day with what was in there at first. Yeah. And I don't know. And I have to be honest with you, I don't know if I would call the police. If I did, and there was $250,000 in there, if I still called the police, it would be I found $150,000 in there, because I'd be taking some probably. Finder's fee,
I see what you're saying there. Now, okay, if we take out the syringes it's the syringes and the strange chemicals that throw me off there.
Yeah, those, and I was about to say those would be the only thing that would stop me if I saw that was very weird.
If it was just the money, Sorry, I'm thinking.
Oh, no. Take your time.
Guys, I'm trying to think. I would immediately try and go through a scenario where how does this end in a way where I don't get murked?
Yeah, that's true. Because just like I was saying earlier.
Okay, first thing I do is I check every inch of the case for a tracking device.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
I gotta check. Yeah. That's the first thing I gotta do. Yeah. The next thing I do is check all the bills to make sure, are these things marked? Are they counterfeit? Are they all the same?
Serial number?
Are they legitimate bills unsequenced? Is this a legit find of actual money?
Yeah.
And if all those things check out, the next thing I do is I would try and find a very specific place to take it. And hide it.
Yeah, you could not take this money. Yeah. You couldn't. I would not deposit this money.
No,
this
you can't
would be
deposit
money
it.
That would have to be spent physically. Right. You couldn't go.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I'm gonna get an Airbnb in Yucca Valley, find a very specific spot, and bury that motherfucker.
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna go back and live my life normally and wait and wait and somebody... just if 6 months go by and nothing happens to me, I'm going back for the money, and now I feel safe.
Yeah.
But I'm also buying a gun, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. I don't own a gun. I'm about to own multiple guns.
Yeah.
My fiance's owning guns, and
I would say we're definitely buckling down. Tactical gear.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's the thing. I'm wearing any type of protection that I can get away with inconspicuously at all times. Yeah. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And with the hope that if someone does come, hey, you found the money, I'll be oh, okay. So it does belong to somebody. Here. It's right here. It's at these coordinates. Go get it.
Well,
I swear to God.
Well, see, the only thing that might be saving you there, and I was going to tell you that's a very good idea, that you separated yourself and where you live. You separated yourself from the money because of the fact that if somebody did come after you, the only thing that could be keeping you alive is that you're the only one who knows the location of this money. Yeah. So if you had the money with you and somebody's like, hey, you have my money, give it back to me or I'm going to kill you. Yeah. That's it. Once, if you go, oh, here you go, they can still kill you because they know, you know what I mean? But if you're like, hey, you know what? I'm the only one that knows where this is. You kill me, and that, you know what I mean? You'll never know.
I might be tempted to do that, but I'm also sometimes when you make something very unexpectedly easy for someone, they're like, yeah, okay, cool. And then they just leave. Especially in my line of work, which is also your line of work, which we're not going to disclose here. It's very true. If you make something unexpectedly easy for somebody, they will go from very upset to very pleased with you very quickly.
Exactly.
So I think that's the card I would play. And I'd be like, all right, cool. I was going to be honest. I was going to keep it if no one came for it, but I figured someone might come for it. So I held on to it. Here it is.
Yeah.
Go to the store. But at the same time, I'm still, the second they leave, I'm packing everything up. We're moving to Maine.
Yeah, that is true. After that, you have to be gone, and you have to be gone quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, here is going back to contacting the police. So here's a Fritz fact. Let's call it a Fritz fact.
Fritz fact, okay.
So in California, right, there's a California Penal Code section 485 that stipulates that if you find money, you need to make, quote unquote, a reasonable and just efforts to find the owner. Otherwise, you're guilty of theft.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So, like, that does
Absolutely.
make sense. But the only part that I kind of don't understand is what's reasonable and what are
that's up for
just
judge
efforts.
discretion.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
I know
discretion of
that's
the
going to
judge.
be
Yeah.
very difficult. Like, I'm sure cases like this have happened.
That would be a hilarious movie of like this scenario playing out, and then the person who finds this money is like does honest to God try and like get this money back to the person it belongs to,
Yeah.
and gets caught up in all this crazy mafia
Yeah.
stuff of people trying to kill him. He's like, no, I'm just trying to return the money.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely wouldn't do that though. Not in this case. Returning the money might get you killed.
Well, yeah, not only that, but I mean, going back to our two different scenarios of if you found it at the dumpster and you found it there and then you called the police, you're right. They're going to be like, you're not going to be looked at as the main suspect for
you're not.
But if you took it home and then you said, they're going to have to start asking a little more questions.
Of course.
Why did you take it home? Why didn't you say something immediately?
Here's the other thing too, is like finding it and taking it could get you killed. Finding it and trying to give it back to whoever it belonged to could definitely get you killed. Finding it and calling the police and turning it over to them could get you killed also. Like if the person's a psycho or they're really that vindictive, or like, because of you, I'll never get this money back because you turned it on the police like a sucker, and so they kill you and your family. You know what I mean? Like there's no scenario where you're actually safe. So like,
True.
I don't know. That's a rough one to be in, man.
That is definitely harsh. Now, I know. So we definitely covered about the money, but what about this? What about these syringes and these vials with the colored liquids? What did I say? Blue and yellow liquid in there. What would you do with those? Like, if this was also involved when you said would you be burying it with the money? Like, if you found all of this?
No. See, no. Okay. So at the beginning of this conversation, I told you the syringes are what killed it for me. It's like these syringes made me call the police. It was if they weren't,
even if you had taken
even if I took it home.
Oh, okay.
It was if the syringes were not involved.
Okay.
It was just the money. Then it's like, okay, now I'm starting to do things. But I don't know what it is about the syringes or in the liquid. I'm like, it's probably drugs, but like it could. My mind goes to crazy, like nefarious mad scientist stuff. Even though I know that's not realistic, but I'm like, this could be like the thing you inject yourself and become the Hulk. And I'm like, I'm not getting involved in like the Russians. I'm not getting involved with the Russians.
You hit the nail on the head, dude. I am way too curious. My wife knows how curious I am, and she always says that this is probably going to get me in either a lot of trouble or like killed or something like that because of the fact that sometimes I have to know. You know what I mean? And like, that is exactly what I would think. I would look at these vials and the syringes and, it's obviously if someone took the time to, to have these syringes in there and the vials, like, I mean? This is not, I don't know if my first thought would be drugs because of the fact that it's, kept in that fashion. But then again, I'm not a drug addict, so I could be wrong. Maybe there are drugs that people have to keep
super secret
like that.
drugs that only very, very rich people know about.
Yeah. Would it be different for you though if, let's say you found the case, you brought it home, you picked the lock, you opened it up, and all you saw was the cash. So then you went somewhere and you hid it, only a location that you know.
Sure.
Then when you went back after 6 months, you're like, hey, I feel safe. Let me go back and get the money. And now when you went back and you picked up the money, you noticed that the bottom portion that the money was laying on is kind of loose. And then you pulled it back to reveal.
Oh, there was the syringes there. The
syringes
whole time.
there. And
if it's already been 6 months, I think I'm taking the money, leaving the syringes. Well, maybe not that either. Because if someone does find it, they're like, well, where's the money? Where's my money?
Yeah, exactly.
Damn. I think I'd just leave it in the desert for the rest of my life at that point.
Oh, really?
Fuck
you would just leave it?
Yeah,
money and all?
Yeah.
And everything?
I don't know why the syringes scare me too much.
Man, the only scenario I could think of right now, and this is an off-the-wall scenario, if that happened to me. Let's say I went back for the money, and then I hear someone behind me like, you have my money? Like, I need this case back right now.
Right here, sir.
I am taking those syringes, and I am filling the vials
Oh, my God. No, you're not.
Myself. No, I would not do that.
No, the fuck you're not.
I would Hulk out, and then, no, but that's, wow. Yeah, that would definitely be something that would get my heart pumping.
I think one scenario, one way this could end that would leave me probably permanently unnerved, but also like, I don't know if it would be unnerved enough to move, is I do the Barry thing. It's 6 months. I go back and it's gone.
That would actually,
like,
that would be kind of,
Like, because whoever it is knew, or someone grabbed it, and I don't know who. Like, so I think at that point, for years after that, I'll be like looking over my shoulder constantly.
Yeah, you never know.
But I don't know if it's enough to make me move to Maine.
Or if it was just somebody who had just found it by luck. Maybe they were
that's
like,
what I mean.
some people,
which puts me up shit creek if anyone does find out that I was the one, because then I don't know where it is, because Joe Desert went and got it.
Yeah.
So.
And he injected him himself, and then on the news,
you just hear about this crazy desert dweller.
You're going to hear Fritz Frivolous being like, breaking news, a man has turned into a hulking monster after,
out in Yucca Valley.
It's
like, fuck.
And you're like, oh, shit. You know
that was me.
That does bring up the fact that, let's say you went back and you got caught by the police. Mm-hmm. Now they're questioning you. What would
scenario.
How would you,
I would just be honest.
Well, yeah, obviously, but like, would they believe that? I don't know.
I don't know. It's pretty believable. Like if it was buried in the desert.
Yeah, Mr. Stark, we found you. Come on, give us the truth. We know that you have this money. Where did you get it from?
I need a lawyer.
Yeah, that's just the first thing.
Well, yes, I need a lawyer. Like, I'm not telling you anything. Yeah. I'm working with my lawyer about my truth plea.
You want to hear the truth? You can't handle the truth. No, yeah, I think that the truth would be very hard to swallow. I think if I were to get caught by the police and I told them, no, I found it at a dumpster behind the Walmart. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, and $250,000, chemicals unknown to us at the time. You know what I mean? Like, because, they're going to take weeks and months.
I would be like, why do you think I buried this thing in the desert for 6 fucking months?
Because you didn't want to get caught. That's what they'll try to rattle your cage. You know what I mean?
I guess. Yeah, and they would.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, like, they would try to pin it on me anyways, just to close their fucking case.
Oh, that would be true.
Yeah.
Or somebody paid them off.
Yeah, or that. Yeah.
Inside job.
There's a million ways this can end. Most of them are bad.
Yeah, that definitely would be weird. Mm-hmm. Dude, could you imagine?
Breaking news, a new study suggests leaving an iTunes review is very important for newly created podcasts. So to nurture your new favorite podcast, make sure to leave an iTunes review. This has been Fritz Frivolous, reminding you to like, comment, and subscribe. Will and Tom, back to you. Throughout history, many have claimed to have the ability to communicate with the dead. They call themselves clairvoyant or mediums, and they believe that ghosts or spirits have a message to tell you from the beyond. But what if you had this ability? What if the souls from the other side came to you, desperately trying to deliver a message to their loved ones? Will and Tom, two powerful mediums, look to the beyond and try to deliver answers to this eerie inquiry.
So, I was actually thinking about this probably for like a week or two now, because my brother-in-law is very into like paranormal investigating.
Oh, I know, you've told me.
Yeah.
Spirit boxes and stuff.
Yeah, and actually specifically we got him a spirit box for his birthday.
I told you my mom's a ghost hunter.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I was freaked out. Like, we've known each other for how long, and I would talk about paranormal stuff and then my mom.
Like, have I ever told you my mom's a paranormal
I'm like,
hunter?
No. Why didn't you tell me this 10 years ago? No, it wasn't that long, but yeah.
But yeah, your brother-in-law.
Yeah, so he has a spirit box that we bought him for his birthday and everything. Mm-hmm. And it just started, we started talking about it, and it brought up the question, like, what if you had the ability to talk or contact the dead or ghosts?
Okay.
I don't want to confuse it saying dead as in like it's a dead body and then you can communicate it.
Hey.
Like,
just kicking the dead body. Swiss Army Man style. What if I was essentially like undead clairvoyant?
Or, you know what? No, I don't want to limit it to that.
Okay.
It depends. You actually, we should explore in different ways. Yeah, one way where you're clairvoyant maybe, and you use your mind or however you get in tune.
I think with this, like, the answer to this question really depends on the parameters of, like, what is this experience like? Like, is this a dangerous, like, experience? Like, can other things besides, like, ghosts of dead humans, like, get into my head and start talking to me and fucking with me? Like,
Okay,
can this cause poltergeists? You know,
Yeah, you know what?
I don't really believe in anything paranormal, but since like we are entertaining that idea, like, can I accidentally haunt a house by trying to talk to somebody, to talk to Steve?
Okay, I think this is a good point to bring up some Fritz facts about this, right?
All right.
So there are generally 4 different types of haunting, right? In the paranormal activity world, right?
Okay,
like
gotcha.
like a lot of paranormal investigators, excuse me, they always talk about generally these 4 different types of hauntings. One is a residual haunting, which is like
the memory of a thing.
Yeah, whenever like something an activity that can occur when something traumatic or stressful happens, like a murder. It doesn't have to be just negative energy, but it's like it's basically on a time loop. It's like a recording that's on a loop. It's something that happens over, and those quote unquote ghosts or spirit, whatever you want to call them, they're not aware that you're there. It's it's non-intelligent, which means they don't really interact with you. You're just seeing what they were experiencing at the time of when this happened. Okay. But which would bring us to the next one, which is an intelligent haunting, which would be like, you're more stereotypical, like your ghost. Yeah, like they can talk to you. They know you're there.
It's called an intelligent haunting?
That's what they call it. An intelligent haunting.
Actually, I'm because an intelligent haunting.
Yeah. I had the same
I'm not like
thought.
that guy over there.
Yeah,
he's not even self-aware.
Yeah, like, oh, excuse me, I'm a little more, intelligent than that guy.
Okay, so what's above an intelligent haunting? A super intelligent haunting?
Yeah, I know. They call it a Mensa haunting. Mensa? Like
yeah, I know.
the group of intelligent. Yeah,
okay.
No. So the other 2 is a poltergeist activity, which you just had mentioned.
Is that like
right?
the moving of things and the
that is I guess poltergeist says it's from a German word that means like noisy spirits.
Geist means ghost or spirit.
You know what I found really fun, and I know you're gonna like this fact, is reports of poltergeists, they say, date back to ancient Roman times.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But they weren't called poltergeists then, I'm sure.
Oh, no. I'm sure they had their own name for it, but those type of reports, I guess, had happened. But, it's just like, they say they start off slow usually, and there's like knocks and bangs.
They ramp up.
Stuff. Yeah, and it ramps up with like moving furniture.
Possession.
Yeah, demonic activity. Oh my gosh. Right? Okay. So the other one would be a demonic activity. Now, this says that demons are like, entities that never had mortal human form. Mm-hmm. I heard the same thing about poltergeists too, though. I heard poltergeists were spirits that never got to be born into a human or something. I don't know. I mean, that's the theory.
Yeah, I don't know anything about all that. But are these the rules we're playing with for today's question?
Yes.
Okay.
These are the rules.
There are 4 types of spirits that I can interact with. Yeah. Half of them are stupid. The other half are smart. Yeah. Well, no, excuse me.
The other half
25% are stupid.
Yeah.
The other 25% are smart, normal people. Mm-hmm. And the other 50% are either psychos or demons.
Dangerous. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't think I take up this profession.
Got it right out.
I don't think this profession is even considered, despite my innate ability to speak with the dead.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I wouldn't make this my profession, maybe, but you have the ability. It's already in you.
Can I shut off the ability?
No, there's no way to shut
I can't.
off.
So, oh God.
No easy way out.
Ghosts come talk to me? And
yes.
That's
have you seen Ghost,
nightmare.
The movie Ghost?
Yeah, I've seen the movie Ghost. It's a good
I
movie.
love that movie. That's a great movie, right? Yeah.
It's a great movie. Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, But
Demi Moore.
Just like that, when they found out, they were starting to come to him.
They were coming to Whoopi Goldberg.
Well, yeah, true. I'm sorry, you're right. They were coming to Whoopi because he was the ghost, and they're coming to Whoopi.
Yeah,
and she couldn't
she couldn't hold him back at bay.
God, that would be a nightmare.
No, that would be an absolute
because
nightmare.
imagine how many people, just like in that movie,
there are whole horror movies about like people who are conduits for the dead, and they can't escape it, and so they live like weird nomadic lives where they're like going house to house, and bad things follow them.
Yeah, that would definitely
suck.
Yeah, I would not.
I'm not into this. I'm not into that.
Yeah, you would have to.
But okay, so let's say like I can't like turn it off, but maybe it's not that bad. Yeah,
let's just say it's not that bad at first. Well, because they don't know.
It's more along the lines of like, basically wherever I go, there's like a random chance that I might see or hear something and be like, ah, shit, this place is haunted. Is that what you're saying? Mm-hmm. Okay, so what's the question? Like, what do I do with this? I think I would do my best to ignore, like, just being me. I would do my best to ignore it and not make it part of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know if I would even feel safe telling people because it's like most people are going to think you're crazy. And,
True.
And then if you really want them to not think you're crazy, you got to kind of prove it. And that kind of goes against the thing I was saying, or it's like I'm trying to not make it part of my life.
Yeah. Well, let's do the Frivolous 5 on this.
Okay.
Frivolous 5, rapid fire. Ready?
Yes.
If you had the ability to talk to the dead or ghosts, would you tell your family members?
Would I tell my... No, I might tell my sister. So my sister might be the only person I tell.
Okay, so I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and I say, would you tell your friends? Because, a lot of people...
I don't think there's a single friend that I would pull into this.
Would you use it to your advantage to make money?
No, definitely not. I'm already not wanting to do this, let alone, rip people off.
Okay. Would you go public or use this to help others?
Helping others, okay, in what way could you, besides closure? Closure is the only thing I can think of so-and-so's in a better place, right? Mm-hmm. Or so-and-so's happy. Or,
you know what? I just think of how many mysteries could be solved when someone's like, hey, this is the person who killed me. I need you to...
You probably saw the horrible movie, but there's a book called Odd Thomas. Have you seen the horrible movie?
I've seen the movie, and I did not think it was horrible. I actually thought it was pretty good.
The books are very good. And now basically we've turned this into the Odd Thomas episode because that's Odd Thomas's deal. He can see and not speak to. Well, he could speak to, but they can't speak to him.
Yeah,
because they can't speak for some reason. They don't really explain that part. Anyways, he can see ghosts, and he does try and use it to solve mysteries and stuff like that. And he does use it for good. And that's something to aspire to be. I like Odd Thomas a lot. So I might be interested in that. That would be kind of cool. But I would also, how would you spin that in a way where you don't get caught up, that's the ghost guy?
Oh, I don't think you could.
You don't think there'd be a way of, he's just that good?
No, I think, are you meaning, where this wouldn't be...
Where I would, okay.
Put on you in public? The media is going to be...
I'm saying, okay, I have this strange insight because the ghost of the person who was murdered came to me and now I'm able to solve their murder. I'm going to try and do this in such a way where I'm using the information they're giving me to find clues.
Oh, and not
and I'm going to try and be Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, and make it look like you're Sherlock Holmes when really,
exactly, yes.
You're just going to come out with these facts Sheriff, Smith, I think that he did it with the shovel that's behind the one, and they're going to be how the hell did you know that?
I would try and spin it like that. I would definitely try and spin it like that.
Oh, okay. That would be hard though. I mean,
it would be difficult
because you would be working with actual detectives, right? I think these actual detectives, for the most part, they're not dumb. They're going to be wondering, and then that might make you look suspicious. How did you know where the murder weapon was? How did you know this guy was? If you've been
doing it long enough and far widespread enough, and I don't know. I feel like you could do it without being suspicious. I think you would just be world renowned, though, without a doubt. You wouldn't be able to do it without being world renowned.
Yeah, I think the media, obviously, it's going to be a horrible circus around you because of the fact that you're the only person they know that has this ability.
Yeah, I don't think I go for it. I love Odd Thomas, and I would love to be as good of a guy as Odd Thomas is in those books. I don't think I could pull this off. I don't think I got the skills.
So I'm going to put
the street smarts for it.
Yeah, I'll say maybe for that. Yeah. Would you go public?
I would like to be an Odd Thomas, but I don't think I could pull it off.
You would try to help others, but you wouldn't want to go public.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go public, but also, okay, let's actually back it up a little bit too, because we are talking about helping people, but we are leaving out the fact that half of the spirits that I run into are going to be dangerous and psychopathic and murderous, right?
Yeah, because if
I don't know,
bad people die too,
But if an honest to God person who is dead approached me begging for some sort of help, who am I to say no? I don't know. I think it would be a very stressful and conflicting life for me personally. What about you?
You know what? Okay, so would I tell family? You know what? I feel like my family has a very thick background of paranormal investigating because my aunt, actually one of my, I think he's my cousin is head of the High Desert Paranormal Society.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't think you told me that.
Yeah, so I didn't.
I don't remember you saying that my cousin's the president of the High Desert.
If he's not the president, he's a part of it. But I think he's the one who started that.
The founding father.
He actually was on even like one of those. I think it was Ghost Hunters or whatever. He was on one of those shows.
Famous movie star.
yeah.
No, that's crazy. That's okay. So him. Who else?
My aunts are all, especially my one of the houses that my aunt still lives in. It was like one of their childhood houses is according to them notoriously haunted. Okay, right? Yeah. My dad was into that stuff. My aunts, his 7 sisters.
So what you're telling me is you're genetically predisposed to be born for this ability.
I'm trying to tell you, Will, I can see ghosts. No, just playing. No. I too I'm actually very skeptical when it comes to that. I have to really have some kind of
something substantial.
Yeah, that would make me not even just believe, but I wouldn't just believe. That would still make me be like, oh, okay, well, let me look into more. Yeah, let me try to debunk this. Okay. So I would tell family, because I feel like it's something that they should know about. Oh, okay. Right? Because of that. I don't know how much friends. There would probably maybe be 1 or 2 of my friends that I would trust this to, only for the fact that I feel like I feel like some friends may view this as like something bad. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I don't know if they would maybe feel like,
you gotta be careful who you tell, because some people are very religious.
Yeah, like I have like a very close core of friends. Mm-hmm. You know who you are. And they would be, I would definitely tell them. Right. I know them, and even if they don't believe in that or whatever, they wouldn't view me as, they wouldn't be like, oh, something's wrong with Tom. You know what I mean? Like, let's, you know.
I'm sure you'd probably try and find some way to prove it if you're going to tell people.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Would I use it to my advantage to make money? I would be very conflicted, but I'm going to have to say yes. And I wouldn't try to charge an absorbent amount of money. I would try to use it more to be, yes,
you wouldn't try and be malicious with it.
I wouldn't be malicious with it. And here's the reason why. I would just charge money in order to make a living out of it. Because if I had to still like do this job and whatever,
what would you do with it though?
Oh, I would do every kind of help I can give, whether it be closure for someone, whether it would be something that's, like, oh, this person died and nobody knows who killed them and they're telling me. I would do that too. Ooh. Like what do they call those? Like like a consultant? Is that what they would
it'd be like
call them? Yeah. Stuff like that.
Okay, new question. Sorry. I just saw this. Can I find people? Can I find Napoleon? Can I find Abraham Lincoln?
Okay.
Can I find John Lennon?
Let me get to that. That was going to be the next part of this.
This might change everything.
Yes. So would I go public? Yeah. I would have to say yes.
Okay.
Because having a public platform, I know it's a double-edged sword. You're going to get flack. Whatever you get me, you're going to get bad. You're going to have bad.
Call you what is it? A con artist,
and all this
a liar.
Stuff, Only the
people
ones...
are going to call you the Antichrist. People are going to, you're going to get everything.
The only ones who know that it would be legit is the one who actually came to me, because they would be the only one who knows that I helped them. Right. But having the public platform at least lets me speak out and help more people. Probably, I would hope.
Sure, I would imagine.
So this was my next part that I really wanted to get to. Mm-hmm. Is yes, who would you, if you could pick one person, maybe from history or whatever, that you would want to contact who's dead? Is there someone that you would? And yes, you can find them just for this.
Okay, but I only get one person?
Yeah, let's just say you pick one, because it's very difficult to do this.
Yeah. Right? My instinct right now is to go and find one of the juiciest, mysterious things in history that if only we could talk to that person, we would know what they were thinking, or what that thing that happened was, or whatever. I would try and find the most tantalizing one of those secrets to be like, oh, I got to talk to that person. What the fuck happened that day, dude?
Yeah.
I think that's where I would go with it. So in that way, I can't really give you the answer right now, but it's going to be something along those lines.
Yeah.
If it wasn't something like that, though, I think talking to Socrates would be super dope.
Oh, yeah.
Because he never wrote anything down. Some people think he might not have actually existed. That Plato, because everything we have from Socrates comes from Plato, who was a student. But a lot of people theorize that, well, maybe Socrates wasn't like an actual person. He was like this idealized philosopher that was a character in the things that Plato wrote.
Yeah.
But I don't really know how much water that holds. So I'm operating under Socrates was a real person who just never wrote anything down. So it'd be kind of cool to kind of get some of I'm also I think we're operating under the understanding that I can understand Socrates when he speaks ancient Greek to me in this scenario.
You know what? You bring up something that's very interesting because I do like watching these like Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters, right? Those type of shows.
My greatest disappointment would be if I was like, yeah, Socrates, and he just started talking
it is Latin.
Fuck.
Yeah, and you're
I have no idea what you're saying, sir, and I can't record you.
Yeah. I always found that funny, and I always thought, why would you automatically assume this? Is that you would have these paranormal investigators, like from America, right? Mm-hmm. And they'll finally get a chance, like, we're in Spain, like looking at the old, ruins of these bunkers or whatever, from God knows when of a war, right? And soldiers died. And when they're trying to catch EVP, which is electronic voice phenomena, right? Where you don't hear it while you're there, but you hear it later on the recording. And okay, you're in Spain. These soldiers were speaking Spanish, right? Why are you speaking English? And why would they speak English back to you? You're assuming that they can
understand you.
Yeah, exactly. Like somehow when you're dead, you automatically get to know every language and you can automatically speak
I have heard that multilingualism in Europe is actually really, really, really common. Although it's still an assumption though. Like why would you bring someone who can speak Spanish with you?
Exactly.
It's because their shows are fake, Tom. That's
I know. Yeah,
exactly.
They do. There was one, at least I could say Ghost Hunters, they have done that. They brought translators, or they learned certain languages. They
actually tried to make it real.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They tried to at least fake it, to where it looks real.
Exactly.
But yeah, I always thought that was funny. But yes, we'll just automatically assume that you can understand.
Yeah.
Because I know I definitely it's going to be probably
the Missing Roman Legion. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say mine would probably be John Lennon. Or George. But
what would be the purpose besides just getting to talk to them?
Well, to be honest, just to talk to him.
No, that is a good enough reason.
But no, I would really want to just pick his brain about his process of creating songs, what he thinks about stuff that's going on right now.
I think,
you know what I mean? Like,
I think John's answers would be so disappointing to you, though.
Really?
The dude was so like snarky and short about a lot of this type of stuff. You know what I mean?
It wouldn't disappoint me though. Yeah. I mean, I would, to be honest, I would kind of expect that from him. But, just like, I don't know. I mean, it would suck if this was the only person I could do from, from history.
And you didn't do someone that you loved.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what
I feel you there. Any of the members of the Missing Roman Legion would be really interesting to me because I would be like, "What the fuck happened to you guys? You guys just disappeared. What happened?"
Yeah. So when you brought that up earlier, you're right. That would be a huge mystery.
Yeah.
If you somehow can just contact
someone, like Amelia Earhart, go down and no one knows what happened to her. It'd be really interested to see what happened to her.
She was just like, I'm right here. Just go to these coordinates.
If I could go back, now we're moving up. If I could go back to the moment, I'd like to go back to the moment where they tried to kill Rasputin just to see how it actually went down. But
you mean
that's
like
a different question.
If you travel through time. Yeah. Well, time actually to me has I have a very interesting theory. It's not my theory only, but about hauntings is that, if these are real to begin with, I don't know. But if they are, I feel like a lot of it has to do with time and not actual
that's become ghosts. A really popular thing lately. I've been seeing in movies like in The Haunting at Blythe Manor, The Haunting at Hill House.
Oh yeah, they did.
There was another thing that I just watched recently that was something along. No, you told me about it. You told me about that one movie.
The Others.
No, but that's a good movie.
One, yeah.
But yeah, it's more about kind of time related. But no, you told me about a movie.
Oh, the Dyatlov Pass incident.
Yeah, there was time travel.
Yeah,
I have seen that, and that is an interesting theory. Now, here's a question. Who's the last person, the absolute, the worst person you could think of coming back for a conversation? Who's the one person you definitely wouldn't want?
Oh, like someone that I couldn't control. They're going to come and talk and start talking to me or whatever.
I'm just trying to invert the question here. Like.
Oh, okay. So who?
The reason I even popped in my head was because I was like, oh man, I would not want to bring Rasputin back because that dude freaks me the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Like knowing about the shit that he did and stuff. Like I would not. Like he's the kind of person that I would be afraid to bring into the room with me because he might be able to do something from beyond because he's that crazy.
Yeah. You know what? I would definitely not want to. Okay, because there are certain serial killers that they've done stuff that I shit. Could not. I couldn't even imagine doing this stuff. Like I don't even
right. Like the darkest souls. Right?
Yeah, like I mean, like people like Ed Gein, Richard Ramirez. You know what I mean? Like people like them,
the big ones. Yeah.
Especially like someone like Richard Ramirez who was so into. The devil's talking to me. I am Satan's right-hand man and all that stuff. I would feel like, well, shit, does he have the power to do something to me right now? Like, maybe he does. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, if this paranormal thing is real, anything could be real.
We didn't even talk about possession. You're right. What if possession was real then?
And I mean, I think the short answer for this question, the real truthful one is, if I could, I certainly wouldn't pretty much ever because I would be I'm too cautious to fuck with shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, so like, that's where I stand. I wouldn't tell almost anybody besides probably my sister and then now my fiance. I wouldn't use it if I didn't need to pretty much ever. And if I did use it, like, it would probably be just because, like, I got reached out to by something that I couldn't say no to because it just broke my heart to turn away. And that would be the only way I do anything ever. That's it. That's where I stand.
I always find that when we answer these frivolous 5 questions, that once we go in depth with them, I always usually change a couple of my answers because you know what? Like you just don't think about things like that, obviously because they can't happen, but like, when you do think about it and you start thinking like...
Because I don't want to fuck with... Sorry, I keep it early.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, you never really think of what the danger really could be.
Yeah, and I'm like, I can't do that to my family. Fuck that.
Because like you first... If it was just me, I'll be honest with you, there would be a lot of stuff I would kind of risk if it was just me.
Right.
But like I could not bring this around my wife. I would not bring about my family.
There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah. Dude, could you imagine...
And that is all we have for you tonight. We will continue to bring you up-to-date coverage as new imaginings develop. Please don't forget to leave an iTunes review, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Remember you can follow us on YouTube and on Twitter at DCYImagine. And if you would like to contact us or tell us what you are imagining, you can email us at dudecouldyouimagine@gmail.com. This has been Fritz Frivolous, and from all of us here at Dude Could You Imagine, keep on imagining.
Now that I think about it, I should have been more specific. I wouldn't actually call the police. I would call the FBI.
Oh, okay.
Because that's definitely not police jurisdiction. But whatever. Yeah.
I
said what I said in the moment. It's all good. Yeah. No takes it back.